Okay, today guys, I will be reading St. Lucy's Home for Girls Raised by Wolves. I recommend that you use the vocabulary slides that we posted to follow along for some of the vocabulary that is in this text because it has a lot of words that you might not know. Stage 1. The initial period is one in which everything is new, exciting and interesting for your students. It is fun for your students to explore their new environment, from the Jesuit Handbook on Lycanthropic Culture Shock. At first, our pack was all hair and snarl and floor-thumping joy. We forgot the barked cautions of our mothers and fathers, all the promises we'd made to be civilized and ladylike, couth and kempt. We tore through the austere rooms, overturning dresser drawers, pawing through the neat piles of the stage 3 girls' starched underwear, smashing light bulbs with our bare fists. Things felt less foreign in the dark. The dim bedroom was windowless and odorless. We remedied this by spraying exuberant yellow streams all over the bunks. We jumped from bunk to bunk, spraying. We nosed each other midair, our bodies buckling in kinetic laughter. The nuns watched us from the corner of the bedroom, their tiny faces pinched with displeasure. The first question: how does the language used reveal the attitude of the nuns regarding the girls' behavior? How did the nuns think of the girls, in your opinion, based on that first paragraph? So take time to respond to that on your own. You can do it directly onto your document. Ay caramba, Sister Maria de la Guardia sighed. Que barbaridad. She made the sign of the cross. Sister Maria came to St. Lucy's from a halfway house in Copacabana. In Copacabana, the girls are fat and languid and eat pink slivers of guava right out of your hand. Even at stage 1, their pelts are silky, sun-bleached to near invisibility. Our pack was hirsute and sinewy, and mostly brunette. We had terrible posture. We went knuckling along the wooden floor on the calloused pads of our fists, bearing row after row of tiny, wood-rotted teeth. Sister Josephine sucked in her breath. She removed a yellow wheel of floss from under her robes, looping it like a miniature lasso. The next question: what is your first impression of the pack of girls? So take your time to answer that, and I will continue reading. The girls at our facility are backwoods, Sister Josephine whispered to Sister Maria de la Guardia with a beatific smile. You must be patient with them. I clamped down on her ankle, straining to close my jaws around the woolly XXL sock. Sister Josephine tasted like sweat and freckles. She smelled easy to kill. Question 3. Based on the passage, what do you think the word backwoods most likely means? Does it mean clean-cut and well-mannered, afraid, unruly, or average? Take time to answer that. We'd arrived at St. Lucy's that morning, part of a pack 15 strong. We were accompanied by a mousy, nervous-smelling social worker, the baby-faced deacon, Bartholomew, the blue wolfhound, and 4 burly woodsmen. The deacon handed out some stale cupcakes and said a quick prayer. Then he led us through the woods. We ran past the wild apiary, past the felled oaks, until we could see the white steeple of St. Lucy's rising out of the forest. We stopped short at the edge of a muddy lake. Then the deacon took our brothers. Bartholomew helped him to herd the boys up the ramp of a small ferry. We girls ran along the shore, tearing at our new jumpers in plaid agitation. Our brothers stood on the deck, looking small and confused. Question 4. What does the author imply about the characters' point of view of their new situation in the line, tearing at our new jumpers in a plaid agitation? So think about what that means. What do you think tearing or ripping at our new jumpers in plaid, which is a type of pattern, agitation, which is to be irritated or uncomfortable? What do you think that means? Our mothers and fathers were werewolves. They lived an outsider's existence in caves at the edge of the forest, threatened by frost and pitchforks. They had been ostracized by the local farmers for eating their silled fruit pies and terrorizing the heifers. They had ostracized the local wolves by having sometimes thumbs and regrets and human children. Their conditions skipped a generation. Our pack grew up in green purgatory. We couldn't keep up with the purebred wolves, but we never stopped crawling. We spoke a slab-tongued pidgin in the cave, inflected with frequent howls. Our parents wanted something better for us. They wanted us to get braces, use towels, be fully bilingual. When the nuns showed up, our parents couldn't refuse their offer. The nuns, they said, would make us naturalized citizens of human society. We would go to St. Lucy's to study a better culture. We didn't know at the time that our parents were sending us away for good. Neither did they. Question 5a. Why did the girls' parents send them away? Question 5b. How do the girls view their parents in comparison to how their parents want them to be? So how do the girls view their parents compared to how their parents view them? What do the parents want for their children? 5c. What were their parents' lives like when they were young? And 5d. In what ways is the idea of going to St. Lucy's for a better culture problematic? So reflect on those, answer them in 1 or 2 sentences, and I will continue reading. That first afternoon, the nuns gave us free rein of the grounds. Everything was new, exciting, and interesting. A low granite wall surrounded St. Lucy's, the blue woods humming for miles behind it. There was a stone fountain full of delectable birds. There was a statue of St. Lucy. Her marble skin was colder than our mother's nose. Her pupilless eyes rolled heavenward. Doomed squirrels gamboled around her stony toes. Our diminished pack threw back our heads in a celebratory howl, an exultant and terrible noise, even without a chorus of wolf brothers in the background. There were holes everywhere. We supplemented these holes by digging some of their own. We interred sticks, and our itchy new jumpers, and the bones of the friendly, unfortunate squirrels. Our noses ached beneath an invisible assault. Everything was smudged with a human odor: baking bread, petrol, the nuns' faint woman smelling, sweating out beneath a dark perfume of tallow and incense. We smelled one another, too, with the same astounded fascination. Our own scent had become foreign in this strange place. We had just sprawled out in the sun for an afternoon nap, yawning into the warm dirt, when the nuns reappeared. They conferred in the shadow of the juniper tree, whispering and pointing. Then they started towards us. The oldest sister had spent the past hour twitching in her sleep, dreaming of fatty and infirm elk. The pack used to dream the same dreams back then, as naturally as we drank the same water and slept on the same red scree. When our oldest sister saw the nuns approaching, she instinctively bristled. It was an improvised bristle, given her new human limitations. She took clumps of her scraggly nut-brown hair and held it straight out from her head. Sister Maria gave her a brave smile. "And what is your name?" she asked. The oldest sister howled something awful and inarticulable, a distillate of hurt and panic, half-forgotten hunts and eclipsed moons. Sister Maria nodded and scribbled on a yellow legal pad. She slapped on a name tag. "Hello, my name is..." "Jeanette it is." The rest of the pack ran in a loose, uncertain circle, torn between our instinct to help her and our new fear. We sensed some subtler danger afoot, written in a language we didn't understand. Question 6. Why do you think the pack being asked their names caused them to feel a sense of fear and danger? Our littlest sister had the quickest reflexes. She used her hands to flatten her ears to the side of her head. She backed towards the far corner of the garden, snarling in the most menacing register that an 8-year-old wolf can muster. Then she ran. It took them 2 hours to pin her down and tag her. Hello, my name is Mirabella. Stage 1, Sister Maria sighed, taking careful aim with her tranquilizer dart. It can be a little overstimulating.